Welcome back, true believers and spectacular Spidey fans, to another Spider-Man PS4 related video. And yes, we are finally back talking about Spider-Man PS4, guys. I know it's been a while. Hopefully you've missed me. I know I've missed you. And we are back with a really interesting news update for Insomniac Games overall. Now, at first, if you guys watched my retrospective video for the Spider-Man games that Insomniac Games are talking about with Marvel games, you would see that the thumbnail was originally just going to talk about certain jobs that Insomniac Games are asking people to be hired for Spider-Man PS4. Now, a couple days later, there's been lots more news in regards to Spider-Man PS4 in general that fellow Spidey Squad members TalentedGamerHD and Duck and I are going to discuss about. So right now, I'm going to talk to the one and only TalentedGamerHD about a lot of really interesting things that is going on with Insomniac Games, and then I will move on to Duck. So right here, guys, if you see on screen, this is a tweet from fellow Insomniac Jacinda Chu, who is the art director for Spider-Man PS4. And she says right here on September 18th, super excited to talk to a real scientist today about some Spider-Man science. That is awesome. Once again, Insomniac Games keep going back and forth about how they are saying that they are trying to go and make this the most ultimate Spider-Man gaming experience that they possibly can make. And right here, with what Bill Roseman said in interviews, that they are looking at everything for Spider-Man, this furthers that point in a really cool way. And right here, it just says that she's talking about Spider-Man science. She doesn't really specify in regards to what the science could possibly be, but I'm really interested into seeing what it is that she is in fact talking about. So what are your thoughts on this, Talented Gamer?
Well, I really saw that tweet too, and I tweeted that out because that really just stuck out to me. And since Spider-Man is a scientist in this game, what if they are really going in depth of the science of stuff that we might not know, that people in college probably learn, and they go and implement that into the game somehow? And it's just weird how she just say that out of nowhere, but not using the hashtag Spider-Man PS4. So it's just weird how she says that. But I really think that we might get like some kind of experiment where we gotta do something with our web shooters, or even just like even play around, just be free. I don't know, but I just think like just how I feel that we could just, it's so many possibilities that could happen.
Totally agree. There is so many different things that she could be talking about. It could refer to Peter Parker's job as a scientist, like TalentedGamerHD just said. It could also refer to maybe the fact that in Peter Parker's apartment, the concept art that we saw, we could maybe do some other science-y things, maybe upgrade Spider-Man's costume, maybe his web shooters, maybe some other stuff in regards to maybe Peter Parker as just Peter Parker, not Spider-Man, even outside of his scientist job. Maybe he could be doing other stuff. We have no idea, but I am really excited that the art director is going in for the scientific aspect, not the writer or the animator, simply the art director for the game is learning scientific aspects for Spider-Man, and I am very excited about that in more ways than one. So next up, guys, is actually the finale of Insomniac Games and Marvel Games Spider-Man retrospective. So if you guys did not know, Marvel Games and Insomniac Games are in fact doing a giant Spider-Man gaming retrospective for each certain Spider-Man game that some Insomniac Games members have really fond memories of from the past, and right here is the 5th game on that list. I already did 2 videos talking about the past 4 games, so I'll leave those in the description if you want to go check it out. But right here is number 5. Take a trip down memory lane with one last legendary Spider-Man game. To close out our countdown, John Paquette, senior writer on Marvel's Spider-Man at Insomniac, recounts the time he spent with Amazing Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin on Sega CD. This came out in the early 90s. He begins, "I was in college and I worked at a Blockbuster Video. I couldn't afford my own game console, but I could use the rental stuff we had in store. I always chose to play the Sega CD games because the store's Sega CD unit was never rented out. This game was perfect for me because it was non-linear in the sense that you had a map of the city and you could just pick a location, do a quick level, then go back to the main map. Not to mention that this game hits all the nostalgia buttons. Being young, being broke, and trying to sneak in some game time while I was supposed to be dusting shelves and rewinding tapes. We hope you enjoyed our National Video Game Week celebration and look forward to Marvel's Spider-Man coming to PlayStation 4 courtesy of Insomniac Games." So that was their big finale of their retrospective, guys. A little underwhelming, but still very cool that Insomniac and Marvel Games took their time out of their days to actually showcase how much of a fan each individual at Insomniac Games and Marvel Games loves Spider-Man. And they started with the CEO of Insomniac Games, Ted Price. They then moved on to Ryan Schneider, who's the Chief Brand Officer of Insomniac Games. Then they went to Brian Intihar, who's the Creative Director of Spider-Man PS4. And then they went to James Stevenson, who is the Community Director at Insomniac Games. And then they just ended it with the head writer of Spider-Man PS4. And I think all of the games that they went over was very, very nice, very heartwarming, and very, very emotional to see that they care about this character just as much, if not more, than we do. So what do you think, Terry? What do you think about this whole retrospective that Insomniac Games did?
I really liked that because it really gives like the more in-depth of how they really care about Spider-Man, just this experience they have with other games. And Brian Intihar, that video you posted, him talking to, I don't know if it was Greg Miller or just an interviewer of Spider-Man PS4 at E3 when they got them awards. I really think this game is really going to be the best Spider-Man game. I don't care whoever says it's not, but I really believe it is. And people like us that it's excited for it, we should just get the fans to keep being excited for it. Don't think whatever other people are telling you that the game is going to suck. I don't think it's going to suck. Me or Evan don't think it's going to suck. Or the rest of the Spider Squad don't think it's going to suck. So I really like how Insomniac Games is really going through and playing and experience what the games they have played on Spider-Man, and just kind of knowing things they should do and things they not, but make it even more better than we have ever experienced before.
Totally agreed, Terry. Perfectly well said. Just like Talented Gamer just said, we are all in the Spidey Squad very, very excited for Spider-Man PS4. We are highly optimistic in Insomniac. That's why hashtag in Insomniac we trust exists. Given what they are doing right here with this retrospective, and also given what they're doing now, which we are going to talk about, means that their passion for this character exceeds that of any other Spider-Man game developer that we've had in the past, and I can highly see that with all the individual people working there, and it's just absolutely insane. So, to connect that to the next topic on our list of news, is actually the fact that Insomniac Games got a huge update and upgrade for their entire company. So basically, if you guys see right here on screen, this is the old school, totally well-known Insomniac Games logo with the moon and as the O for their company, and that's their standard logo that they've had throughout all these years. And now it's time for a change, and they went with a very new, futuristic, and sleek-looking logo, as you can see on screen right here. So basically, if you guys see, it just looks like standard letters for everything except for the O on the screen. So as you can see on screen right here, everybody, this is from Insomniac Games' website, and this is the news section of the website where they talk about the new logo that they have actually made for themselves. And I will actually read it right here so you guys can see what they have said about their new update. We've always tried to evolve with the constantly changing industry we adore. That's one of the challenges and blessings of remaining completely independent as a studio. But our logo has largely remained the same while we continue to grow. Considering our 25th anniversary in a couple years and the 15th anniversary of Ratchet & Clank this year, it has become even clearer to us that it's time to more closely match our visual identity with our studio vision. As we contemplated a rebrand of our visual identity, we challenged ourselves to, quote-unquote, think beyond the moon. That meant eschewing a simple logo refresh. Instead, we wanted a redesign that reflected our evolution as a studio and as people while retaining some familiarity to our past logo treatments. We're very proud, excited, and yes, a little nervous to reveal our new Insomniac Games logo. We reviewed this design very early in the exploration process. It caught our attention immediately and wouldn't let go even after we explored other directions. It works on multiple levels for us. It's got a lunar theme with what appear to be two crescent moons facing each other as the O, reminiscent of our past and future. Many folks here also see a portal or lens for the O, which we like because it symbolizes exploration as well as how many of our fans see us differently. Some follow us simply because we created their beloved Spyro the Dragon. For others, it's all about Ratchet & Clank, or Resistance, Sunset Overdrive, our virtual reality games, or Song of the Deep. And now, we have entirely new fans swinging into our neighborhood to check out the latest on Marvel's Spider-Man. Observant fans will see the subtle callbacks to our previous Insomniac Games logo, including the oversized O, serif lettering on the N, and the positioning of games as a core part of our identity. This is just the start of our rebranding effort though. You'll see us become even more public-facing with our community starting today with a live stream on our Twitch channel at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, and we're hiring. You can also see our new recruitment video here on the careers page. We hope you share our excitement for our new look, which really just reflects how we've been thinking about ourselves as a studio for a long time. Of course, we realize this shift may be jarring to some people, but to us, the brand redesign reflects a desire to evolve as a studio, and it be bold in doing so. We are mindful of our journey to this point, and especially grateful to our family of fans who have been there through good times and challenging moments too. We're excited about the opportunity to continue designing our own future, and hope you'll continue to join us for the crazy ride. And that was directly on Insomniac Games' website, and this is what the new logo looks like right here, everybody, in case you didn't see it earlier. I am very touched by this article. I think they summed it up perfectly. It's very emotional. Again, they're saying that they're trying to, change with the times, upgrade themselves, and also this is going to be the logo that we're going to see on Spider-Man PS4 when we start up the game, and on the box art of Spider-Man PS4, this is the new logo that we're going to see on that cover, and it's really interesting. Again, the O is 2 crescent moons. Some people thought it was a portal. They themselves like that people see it as a portal, but in reality, it is in fact 2 blue crescent moons that form up the Insomniac O, and I think that this new design, I like it. I grew up as a kid on the old school Insomniac Games logo with the moon, the big full moon on their logo. This new one is very interesting though, and I'm very excited to see where it goes, and also what Insomniac Games is going to do on Twitch, because right now, today, they're actually playing Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite live on Twitch. By the time this video is up though, you're probably going to be not being able to see it. But yeah, I'm very, very happy that they changed the logo. It looks really sleek, very cool, and very, very awesome. So what are your thoughts on this, Terry?
I really liked it too, because it's just like, the base one they had before was cool too. I really missed that one, but just seeing this just gives me just thought about, like, if we do get a trailer, hopefully PSX or even sooner, we can see this logo as the opening credits of whatever they show of them, like, just showing what they're overcoming of what they're making. And I just it's just funny, because as an editor too, just how they had it where their logo kind of brightened with the Spider-Man PS4 trailer, and just the lights in the background. How could they do this for when they show a title sequence, when they when this game starts up? How would they make the logo pop out more? What kind of background would they use? Is they gonna still use black and do something with the moon where it be bright, or just use a white, just to have it all black? I don't know, but that's just ideas of how it could possibly look and how it could look in the game.
Totally well said, Terry. I totally agree with you. And yeah, this new logo is a really big change for their company. Some people may not like it. I like it. It's growing on me slowly. Again, I miss the old logo, but I do like this new one. I think it is going to be a good change for their company. So moving on, guys, we actually have a really cool thing that you actually see me read in the news lettering for their website, and it is actually an entire recruitment video that Insomniac Games have indeed uploaded on their YouTube channel, just basically asking people if they want to work here, showing what huge inspiration their company can be, and the people working there being very passionate about the games that are being worked on there. And they showed a lot of things really interesting. They showed Resistance, they showed Ratchet & Clank, they showed different areas of where the Insomniac Games offices are located, so in Burbank, California, and in Durham, North Carolina. But the huge standout part throughout this entire recruitment video is there's one scene in the video where you see a guy behind a computer working on basically laying out this entire 3D modeling structure of a certain area in a video game, and you also see these people in mocap suits doing motion capture for a certain game. And this game is actually Spider-Man PS4, because on this one screen that you're seeing right here, it basically shows what they're working on, and on the title of this entire whole screenshot, it says Miles Defending main intro. That's really exciting on different levels, because first of all, again, Miles Morales is in Spider-Man PS4. Insomniac Games have said that Miles Morales has a role in the story of Spider-Man PS4. He's not just a side character, he actually does have a role in the game. And right here, Miles defending in a certain motion capture scene for the game. So are we going to get a certain backstory for Miles? Are we going to maybe see Miles in high school or something? We saw at the end of the demo, we saw Miles being with Gank, his friend, or Genki, I don't know how to say his name, but his friend. And if this showcases a very emotional scene of some kind with Miles, or just a scene showcasing Miles' character in general, I am very, very excited for this game. And again, that goes with the entire theme of the game. The best stories are when Peter Parker's world and Spider-Man's world collide. Well, that also kind of goes for Miles Morales. That goes with the best stories are where Miles Morales and Spider-Man's world collide, where Miles Morales may turn into Spider-Man himself, or he may talk to Peter Parker as Spider-Man, or he may even know Peter Parker. There's so many different options that could happen for the story here, and I'm just very interested to see what happens. So what are your thoughts on this, Terry?
Yeah, like you said, Miles Morales took even work for the Daily Bugle, because we saw how he took a picture of the helicopter scene, what Spider-Man did in the E3 trailer, gameplay, I should say. And just stuff, there's so many possibilities that this could happen, because I really, after watching that video of the Insomniac games, what they are like improving and what the future could come to, it's just like, it's like it was kind of like, it was in the middle of a, you know that part where they showed Kingpin of that art. What that was in that same exact building of what we saw, just because how the lights was dimmed in there, and just how, you could get a lot of ideas just by looking at that scene. And it's just so many things that could have taken place. Gank and Miles could have just snuck in and just saw something that Spider-Man was doing, and Miles wanted to get the picture, and they got caught by these guys, and Spider-Man comes in, somehow or whatever, or even Spider-Man gets hurt by these guys, and Miles tried to save. There's so many things that could have happened, and that's where I feel like that's could have come to from that picture, and see, just that's probably what part of what it was.
Absolutely, Terry. Definitely well said. And yeah, I totally agree with Talented Gamer as well. There's so many options that could happen. Again, could Miles be working for the Daily Bugle since Peter Parker is a scientist? They may switch up a lot of the origin story stuff and just other stuff in regards to the story and how it's handled. But I don't know for sure. But this scene right here of this motion capture sequence gets me very, very excited and very intrigued to see what is actually going to happen with Miles Morales in the story. Now moving on to the last part of this video, guys, is actually Insomniac Games, like you see me read in that one part of the video. They're looking for jobs. Or at least they're looking for people to take their jobs to work on Spider-Man PS4. And it's cool because these specific job descriptions identically point out Spider-Man specifically for what the job role is, because sometimes they just need certain artists to work on other games. These two certain job descriptions identically point out only Spider-Man PS4. So right here, mid-senior UI artist. Speaking of great vision and responsibility, Insomniac Games is looking for a mid-senior UI artist for our Spider-Man game. Experience with a 3D application, and the other artist that they're looking for is actually a lighting artist. If that's up your alley, Insomniac Games is looking for a lighting artist to help illuminate our Spider-Man world. If you aren't enticed yet, you could find more information below. So I will link these in the description if you think you have what it takes to work for Insomniac. I can't. I'm a terrible artist in general at pretty much everything. But the fact that they are in fact looking for a UI artist, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that stands for user interface, and a lighting artist, so that was a big issue that some people did have with the game, is actually the lighting. Some people thought that the new lighting in the E3 2017 demo made the game look like it was downgraded, but it's actually not. They said that they just improved their textures and their graphics. But the lighting, with how it looked from the 2016 trailer, where it was during like dusk time or sunset time, and then the demo where it was during the daytime, some people may have some issues. So the fact that they are still looking for lighting artists just shows that they're still trying to work on it, they're still improving it. And same thing with the UI artist with the HUD. So the HUD is the whole screen where you see Spider-Man's health bar, and the gadgets, and the mini-map, and the combo meter. That's what the user interface artist does, as also well as like interacting with things. That's what their job is. So I'm very excited to see what else they could improve on, because again, different Spider-Man games, when they showed demos, they did huge improvements by the time we saw the demo to when the game actually released. Big comparison here is Spider-Man Edge of Time. The HUD looked a bit choppy in the demo, but then when the game came out, it looked a bit more refined. Even though I still don't like how it looked in the game, it still looked a bit more defined than what we saw in the demo. So here, that they're looking for a user interface artist as well as a lighting artist, I'm very excited to see what could happen. So what are your thoughts on this, Terry?
I really think that the game just in general might even change, because somebody told me, Spiderman for the Ring, that's who told me. He said something about this can mean like the graphics can like really change next year. I feel like that is really possible, and then at the same time I feel like I don't want to get my hopes up, and it still stays the same, but just you see a little bit difference. But I really hope that if they really change it more where it be more realistic, it'd be so cool. And I really hope they do that, and I hope it is some kind of difference that we see next year or even this year of what next year is going to look like for the Spider-Man PS4 game.
Perfectly said, Terry. I agree with everything that you said. And again, guys, like they said in the interviews, by the time the game comes out, while they are still working on the game, they're going to be improving everything. Like they already said and showed at D23, they said that it's easier to gain speed when swinging, and that you can go faster when swinging as well. So they are basically upgrading the swinging. They're going to upgrade the game, how it looks and how it plays as well. And I'm very, very excited for them to do that. So basically, guys, that is TalentedGamerHD's thoughts. I'm so happy that he could join me for this collaboration. Thank you so much for joining me, Terry. It means the world to me.
Thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Evan, too. And I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Hey, everybody. It's actually Evan from the future here, and in the beginning of the video, you heard me say that I was going to talk to both fellow Spidey Squad members, TalentedGamerHD and DuckDuck. This video actually took a bit longer to actually edit and actually record, so DuckDuck is not going to be able to actually do this collaboration video with us, sadly. It took a bit longer than expected. I didn't know how long this video was going to take, but basically DuckDuck does agree with what Terry and I were talking about. He thinks that the Insomniac Games logo looks cool, and he thinks that Insomniac Games is going to do one heck of a really good job with Spider-Man PS4, and that's all we can ask for from them, and I think DuckDuck is just as excited for this game like Terry and I and the rest of the Spidey Squad are overall. Before I end this video, guys, I want to give a quick couple of shoutouts to my fellow high school pals, Connor Turman and Thame Fernandez. They are my best buds throughout high school, and right now, in their main profession that they are actually proceeding into is photography. They do photography as a full-time profession, and it is extremely awesome. They do really well laid out shots, and they all look gorgeous. So please go follow them on Instagram and go check out their website for the photography website that Connor Turman has. It is absolutely incredible. You will not be let down by it. It looks gorgeous. I'll leave all their links in the description below so you can go check both of them out, and they are both awesome. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm very excited about all these new Insomniac games and Spider-Man PS4 updates. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Stay spectacular, Spidey fans. Peace out.